which is, who here has heard of Cicely Sponge? Who's heard of Cicely? Oh, there's a few hands, there's a few, yeah, okay. No whoops, never mind. Thank you. I mentioned this at Towner and they went crazy. They were like, all had heard, and I was like, wow. Thank you. I can't see you, but I love you for doing that. Anyway, so Cicely has, she's been writing me letters since about 2018. And none of her letters have ever made any sense. But she doesn't stop writing them. She's written over 150 letters. And the first letter that I ever got from Cicely, actually, I need to just show you this. So I should have mentioned that. I should have put that up. That's the Christmas night, 18th. Yes, there he is. But the first letter that I ever got from Cicely, she's a former flamenco dancer, by the way, and she lives in Polegate, in a slightly damp two-bedroom masonette. But anyway, and she writes me, sometimes quite a few times a month. And the first letter I ever got was back in October 2018, when I'd had a show here, and we had a fantastic bavard. Actually, David, one of our speakers tonight, will know him. Andy Spector gave a brilliant talk about, do you remember the one, how to become a meteorite hunter? Yeah. So Andy gave a fantastic bavard about how to become a meteorite hunter. And it was semi tongue-in-cheek, but also true. He likes meteorites, he collects them, he hunts for them. But it was a brilliantly, slightly sort of bonkers and absurd talk. Was anybody here for that? Anybody hear that one? Yeah, no, okay. It was about 6 years ago, but, oh, maybe you did, yeah. Anyway, he gave this talk, and the next day, I had this letter from Cicely. Dear Mr. Barr, I went to the Bavard Bar last Wednesday and was highly disturbed. Not only did you have someone talking about meteorites, a subject in which I have no interest, but no one spoke about azaleas. And to be honest, that is fair enough, and I thought that kind of encapsulated the essence of the Bavard, you see. Because, if you did like azaleas, you could be disappointed. Anyway, that was the start, and she kept on writing. So I thought what I'd do, and there is a reason I'm doing this, is I'm going to show you just a few letters that she's written to me, and she in sort of various sort of subjects, holidays and travel. Dear Mr. Barr, if you're not going on a holiday, you can always make people think you're going on a holiday by walking around all day, holding your passport, and pulling one of those suitcases on wheels. Not only will people wish you a great time, you won't have to go through security. So it's fair enough. And that beautiful drawing there was done by our wonderful artist, Maria O'Neill. Now I'll come back to that shortly. Hobbies and pastimes. Dear Mr. Barr, I've just been to my antique furniture restoration group where I met a lovely man called John. We help repair each other's antiques. As a favour, I polished his tall boy, and he's been buffing up my ormolu all afternoon. No idea what that means. Then we have, it should be another one, sport. Dear Mr. Barr, if like me, you struggle to remember the winners of Wimbledon in the 1970s, you may find the following mnemonic useful. Everyone likes antelopes. Whilst none of the letters correspond to the winners' names, it is very easy to remember, and that's, fair enough. And then she's food and drink. Just a couple more. Since my pelvic floor collapsed on the 27th of March 2003, I've dedicated my life to rebuilding it by committing to an exclusively offal-based diet and practicing Pilates 12 hours every day. I'm now strong enough downstairs to crack a Brazil nut. Never give up on your dreams, Mr. Barr. And there's just a couple more, I think, because one of her passions, one of the things she really loves is philosophy and spirituality. Dear Mr. Barr, according to my therapist, I chose my parents. I think that's unlikely, as if I had, I'd have grown up in Monaco, not Croydon. Is a fair point, I think. And then this one, finally, this is the last one. And she's just written me this. Dear Mr. Barr, finding myself unable to afford to pilgrimage along the Camino de Santiago, I chose instead to walk from Grantham to Worksop. What that route may lack in aesthetics was more than made up for by a plentiful supply of truck stops and roadside cafes. Plus, I was able to hitch a ride for most of it, a distinct advantage over the Camino. So that's Cicely, and I wanted to introduce her because over the years I've had some lovely feedback from people. They've sort of sent me emails, and they some people find it amusing, and which is lovely because that's the point. And she is nonsensical. I have never replied to one of her letters, by the way, but that seems to just encourage her. So I thought I would compile them into a book, and so that is going on behind the scenes. And then I thought, well, that would be nice to have it out for Christmas, and that maybe some Bavadas might like to buy it as a gift. He says, hopefully, and not really getting much back. But that doesn't matter. You know, you could think toilet book or stocking filler. Coffee table, maybe not. But anyway, it's a lovely, if you would like to, that should be available at the Christmas show. And very excitingly, so it's going to be called Letters from Cicely. And Maria, our wonderful Bavartist, is illustrating the book throughout. So that's a lovely thing, isn't it? So, so there we are. So I wanted to tell you, so you know. And then if you're looking for Christmas gifts, it's ideal, isn't it? It's perfect. So he says, hopefully.